You're listening to the Traffic and Leads podcast, where we examine what is and isn't working in online marketing. Now, please welcome your host, online marketing expert, One Click Lindsay.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Traffic and Leads podcast. I am your host, One Click Lindsay. So today is a very special day for my network marketing friends. I love network marketing. I think that it's really amazing what network marketing companies can do for a family, and I truly love my network marketing fans. So this episode is for you. During this episode, I am interviewing Mr. Romacio Fulcher. He is the number 16 highest earner in the global network marketing industry. This guy knows network marketing in and out. And during today's episode, he spills the beans on how you're able to achieve success in the network marketing industry. Now, for those of you who do not run or are not part of a network marketing company, you're still going to get a ton of value from this because it's very much about mindset. It's very much about motivation, and you're really going to enjoy it either way. But I did want to do a special episode for my network marketing friends. Before we do that, of course, I have to introduce myself. My name is One Click Lindsay with trafficandleads.com. If you need help with SEO, pay-per-click, content marketing, Facebook ads, lead pages, landing pages, email marketing, all those things that will drive traffic and leads to your website, make sure you reach out to us at trafficandleads.com. Or, of course, you can find my blog at oneclicklindsay.com, or you're listening to this podcast. This is my favorite kind of content, and we're here every week interviewing the best digital marketers in the whole world. So you can reach out to us in any of those ways. Before we dive in, I did want to, speaking of mindset, I want to do a little mini training on mindset. Earlier on Facebook Live this week, I had a video, and a lot of people private messaged me about how this video really resonated with them. So I kind of wanted to go over the facts of this video. It's about mindset. So I've been doing a lot of work on mindset lately because it's time to really take that seriously in my life. But number one, motivation is not enough. Motivation is purely a feeling that you get and you're really excited, and then it wanes. It's not enough to take you over the finish line, especially when we're talking about digital marketing, because in digital marketing, regardless of what any expert says, takes a ton of testing, a ton of time, typically a lot of money, and a lot of faith, and a lot of testing, okay, in order for it to work. Like, you can't just go out the door and hand over a whole bunch of emails and some landing pages to a digital marketer and be like, great, make me $1 million. Friends, that's not how it works. It takes testing. It takes working closely with a digital marketer to develop a strategy that will work for you and your avatar and your business. And motivation, just feeling motivated, is not enough to get through that. So what do I recommend instead? Instead of motivation, it's all about self-discipline. Self-discipline. Are you self-disciplined enough to wake up every morning, and even though you're not feeling motivated, to create the content that you need, to create another ad set, to put another $500 behind ad spend, to have a long-term goal of what you're going to spend, what the plan is, how we're going to handle the bumps in the road to actually get through these lower times when you're not feeling motivated? Friends, that is truly what is going to make you super successful in digital marketing. And it is to have a plan and to have self-discipline, because motivation, friends, is just not enough. So that's my message. You can go to my blog and watch that Facebook Live. It's about 10 minutes long, or of course, go over to my Facebook page if you want to hear more about it. But I just wanted to give you that little food for thought before we dive into this interview. So there you have it. Let's dive into this interview. I've talked your ear off. I think you guys are going to totally dig it. Here we go. Romacio, welcome to the podcast. So excited to have you on today. So you are super successful in the network marketing business. Why don't you tell the listeners about your success?
You know, I've been in network marketing. First of all, Lindsay, thanks for having me on. Second of all, I've been in network marketing now for 10 years. Before network marketing, I was a real estate broker, here in Sacramento where I live. I kind of dropped out of college at early 20s and got involved in mortgage and real estate. And for me, the way that happened is, I found the right person. I found the right mentor, somebody that had, very successful in their profession, and pretty much asked them what I call the golden question. What would I have to do for you to teach me? What would I have to do to make it worth your while to teach me what it is you know? And so I found the right mentor. I got involved, Lindsay, at the right time. And, the next thing is I worked hard. And next thing, unbeknownst to me, I come from Oakland, California. So I wasn't born into money or anything like that. But next thing you know, 5 years later, due to the right mentor, the right time and hard work, I ended up becoming a multimillionaire in mortgage and real estate. Had some fun there. And then about 10 years ago, a wealthy friend of mine, very wealthy, and called me up and introduced me to network marketing. And I remember when he called me, I laughed because I said, there's no way in hell I'll ever do one of those things. Mm-hmm. I was very negative against this profession. The truth be told, Lindsay, I was just ignorant. I didn't know what I didn't know. Mm-hmm. So, long story short, I agreed to come and listen. And, the person that I had a chance to meet, compliments of my wealthy friend, this guy was very, very successful. And what I was intrigued behind is at the time when I met him, he was 34 years young. He had been retired since he was 28, and he was making 7 figures consistently every single year in network marketing. And I'm sitting here like going, wait a minute, I own my own business. I've got 2 offices, some employees, et cetera, overhead, and all that stuff that come with it. And this guy here is doing this from home, and he's making money globally from people promoting a product and purchasing a product, all this stuff. I'm like, wow. So I was really intrigued. And the 2 things that caught my attention were residual income and leverage. Those 2 things really, 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 truly I was intrigued behind because I understood the power of them if you could ever have such a thing happen to you. And so I said, listen, I'll get involved with this network marketing thing on one condition. And that is if you agree to mentor me. I truly believe that mentorship is wisdom without waiting. And I believe all of us, Lindsay, have all said before, I wish I would have known then what it is that I know now. Well, the only difference between then and now is really one word, wisdom. And wisdom comes from 2 places, your personal mistakes and also mentors. And the faster way to learn is obviously learning from others that have beat their head against the wall many times over. And so that's for me in anything that I do. It doesn't matter what it is, working out. It could be business. It could be health related, relations. It doesn't matter. I'm always going to have a mentor. It's just the faster way to achieve success. And so that's kind of how I got involved in network marketing. He agreed to mentor me my very first 45 days in the profession, working part-time from home. I made $55,000. And again, that caught my attention. I had paid $1,200 to get involved. There were no guarantees. The guy had an incredible system. It was an incredible system. And literally, I made $55,000 the first 45 days. And so from that kind of was my entrance into the game. And here we are 10 years later, and now I'm an ambassador of the profession. And there's 110 million people worldwide, and I'm number 16. And so that's kind of my entrance into network marketing as a whole.
So what's your recommendation for people looking for a mentor? Who do we find and how do we get them to mentor us?
Great question. The way you find a mentor, number one, is first of all, you have to have a burning desire to want to be successful. If you don't have a burning desire, I'm sorry, the odds are against you. Mm-hmm. You must have a burning desire, and nobody can give you that but you. Number two, how do you go about finding a mentor? What you do, whatever profession that you're interested in, or sector that you're interested in, you go look up on Google, what are the top 20 most successful in that field? Okay. And then once you find out who they are, the golden question, once you can connect with them, is this question here. What would I have to do to make it worth your while for you to teach me what it is you know? There are 2 things that I look for when choosing a mentor. Number one is I look for character. I will never follow someone that asks me to do things that are immoral, unethical, or illegal. I won't do it. Okay. So number one is character. The second thing I look for in choosing a mentor is production. Not talking. I said production. For example, yesterday I was on a phone call with a new recommended financial advisor. I already have one, of course, But there was another gentleman that came highly recommended. And the very first question I asked him, I said, listen, before we even get this party started, I need to know what's your personal net worth. And I said, I know that may be a little bit brass and, kind of, whoa, wait a minute. Very few people would even dare ask you that. But before I can follow you, I need to know who you are and what have you done for yourself.
Wow.
What's your personal net worth? And, you don't have to give me all the gory details, but I need to know who I'm listening to before I'm going to continue to listen anymore at all. Why? Because a lot of people, Lindsay, talk a good game. And I'm sorry, I'm just not going to follow a bunch of hot air. I follow substance. And so the way you choose the right mentor, go online, look up the top 20, ask the golden question, what would I have to do to make it worth your while to teach me what you know? And always look for two things, character and production. This is how you choose the right mentor.
Dang. So did he answer you?
Absolutely. Absolutely did.
Awesome.
And not only did he answer me, he respected it because he understood I wasn't trying to come from a very, a negative place. I was just saying that my philosophy of how I live my life is if you don't have what I'm looking for, hang up the phone. I'm not interested. I understand mentorship is the fast way to achieve anything. For example, if I wanted to get in the podcast business, guess what I'm going to do? I just told you, look for the top 20 in the world, connect with them. Hey, what do I got to do to make it worth your while? What do I got to do to make it worth your while for you to teach me? In other words, you don't owe me anything. I want to make it worth your time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's that attitude that's allowed me to be really, really successful.
Where has you obviously are an extremely positive person and a go-getter. Where does that come from? Do you think, do you do a lot of mental, practicing on that? Or do you just wake up every morning with all this energy? Where does that come from?
Well, good question. Number one, my parents got the party started. The way I was reared was to have an abundance mindset. I could do anything, if I put my mind to it, so I didn't grow up, even though I grew up in East Oakland. My mom and dad are still together. I got 4 brothers. They raised me to believe that we can do anything. And they really meant what they said. I don't come from the family of limitations. For me, I think that, anybody and everybody can actually be successful if they want to with hard work, dedication, etc. And so for me, that actually started the party for me. In other words, more is caught by a child than taught to a child. And so I saw mom and dad represent that. I saw them embody that, and that became normal for me. Now, from that point on, as I went to college here at Sac State for a year and a half before I dropped out, I realized very quickly in life that you only have one life to live. You only got one chance to do this dance. And I saw that the smartest way to be able to attract what it is that you really desire in life is your attitude. I really saw that this was real. I saw that there was a real connection between what vibrations you put out in the world, what you believe, what philosophies you stand upon. This is going to dramatically impact how quick, how fast, how robust you become in whatever you do. And so I always tell people that for me, people always say, well, man, what's your legacy all about? What do you want to be known for? Me, it's really simple. I want to be known for 2 words. I want my name to be synonymous with the word success, which to me is not a financial barometer. It just means to make progress in whatever it is that I do. And number 2, I want my name to be synonymous with the word fighter. He's a fighter.
Wow.
And so I think my attitude really, really comes from an understanding of what are your choices to go around and be negative and low and woe is me? Well, you show me one person that's ever going to become successful at anything with that type of attitude. But on the other side, I'm not this airy-fairy, super positive, non-realistic type of person either. You see what I'm saying? So it's just, I just really believe that I've spent a lot of time personally developing myself. Now, that doesn't mean I'm a huge, ferocious book reader. I have nothing against reading book, and I do think people should read or listen to audios or whatever. But I believe personal development means to grow and expand in terms of your perspective. In other words, give it to you this way. Let's say years ago, if you would have stepped on my toe, we would be fighting. Now today, you step on my toe, I say you're excused. So it's, it's the development of how I'm going to respond to the adversities of life, which we all know that none of us are immune from. I think that's when I personal development is what I think you're sensing and picking up on is I've just realized that, you only have one chance to do this. And so let's be smart about how we're going to go about doing it.
I love it. Okay. So I know I have a lot of network marketers listening to the podcast, regardless of what company they do network marketing for. What is the secret? Like if you had to name one thing, what is the number one secret to success in network marketing?
Again, I've already mentioned it. I'll re-mention it.
Do it. Re-mention it. Do it.
Mentorship is wisdom without waiting. I told you I got involved in network marketing 10 years ago. The guy was making millions of dollars, and look at me today. I'm now number 16 in the world. And the funny thing about my story, kind of dovetail real quick, is 13 months ago I was broke. I literally had made poor choices, Lindsay. I'd made millions of dollars throughout the year, but I was horrible when it came to budgeting, saving, and investing. And I'm not ashamed to tell people I was broke. I was living check to check 13 months ago. But here's the difference. Even though I was broke, I was not broken. I was financially broke, and I believe broke is temporary while poor is permanent. And so literally I was determined to fix my broken situation. I believe if something is broke, you should fix it. And so how did I do that, Lindsay? What I did is I found a mentor, a friend of mine, someone that I knew that was involved in this program, and they were making $250,000 a month within the first 90 days. And so obviously, that's some serious coin. And I was intrigued behind what's going on. I was looking for the right vehicle. And the right vehicle, in my opinion, is a home-based business by far. The facts are there to prove that. But the key is, how do you go about choosing the right home-based business? This is really, if you want to know the secret sauce or the special aha, this is it. Number one is the way you go about choosing it. There's a few things you've got to have. Number one, obviously leadership is very important. Everything falls and rises on leadership. So you got to make sure that whoever's leading the company is competent. They're smart. They've got the resources, etc. But above and beyond that, what I was looking for was a product that was unique, something that was relevant, a story that had never been told before. I didn't want to be a part of another, this or that it already existed. I wanted something that was unique, relevant, and global. I wanted something that was global, and I wanted to build a strong residual income from customers' loyalty to a particular product or service. Okay, so that's the first thing. Second thing is timing. This is huge. 90% of your success in any endeavor comes down to what is your timing. This is just gigantic. 90% of the battle has nothing to do with working hard. And anybody that tells you that, they don't know what they're talking about. My mama and daddy worked hard for 40 years and they don't have anything to show for it. So it's not about hard work. It's rather smart work. So timing is critical. It's number two. Number three is, yes, you do have to work hard. So there's no free lunches. You will have to work hard. But then number four this is a big one, is the system. And this is where the conversation of online or offline marketing comes up, because your system, you see, the only difference between me and Joe Blow that's working at the grocery store, and I don't put people down that work at grocery stores, but the only difference between me and a regular person is that I have more leverage than them. That's it. I have more leverage. Leverage is the key to wealth and also the key to freedom. And what is leverage? It's where you make a small percentage off of a lot of different people's efforts. Okay. That gives you time. It gives you money. Well, the thing that's going to allow you to get the leverage is your system. What is your system? Your system has to be simple, easy, and duplicatable. If it's not duplicatable, if you don't duplicate, you won't elevate. If you don't duplicate, you won't elevate. So you got to have a simple system. In our case, our system is an online system that requires you to send out text messages. We don't do home meetings. I've put together now, I have an organization of 50,000 people in 13 months. 7 people made $1 million and over 500 people made $2,500 a week in the last 12 months. And again, it's all not because of me. It's because of the relevancy of the product, the timing, and the system that we offer, which is critical if you want mass traction in the marketplace. You've got to have a killer system. And so those are the 4 things in short that you really need to concentrate on when trying to select or choose the right home-based business.
Wow. That was a lot of amazing information. Thank you for sharing that. Before we go, because I've taken up so much of your time and you're obviously a busy gentleman, I'm going to turn the time over to you. Do tell us about your company and how to get involved with you.
Well, Lindsay, our company is, we are a 6-year young, world global network, publicly traded network marketing company. That's what we are. A 6-year-old publicly traded network marketing company. And we market the latest and greatest in technology. And, about 16 months ago, the CEO of our company produced the world's very first wearable device. So we're in the wearable technology sector. So when I say wearable tech, think of an Apple Watch, but on steroids. And so, we've got a wearable device that basically monitors all of your health and vital signs in real time, 24/7. So like your heart rate, your blood pressure, breath rate, calorie steps, energy levels, emotions. It does an EKG. It has an alert panic button on the side. If you're in danger, you push it, sends a text message. But then most recently, here's what all the hoopla and excitement is all about. We are the world's very first, as of 2 weeks ago, the very first wearable device in the world to now monitor your blood sugar levels non-invasively.
What?
So yeah, this is huge. We just came back from CES which is the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas earlier this month. And we were the first ever network marketing company in the world to have a booth and be allowed to be at CES while we did a live demonstration, 2 live demonstrations where we demonstrated how this device monitors your blood sugar levels non-invasively without pricking your finger. And that's gigantic. And the second demonstration we did is that this device now monitors your blood alcohol levels. Again, without you having to blow into anything right there on your wrist.
That's amazing.
So this is absolutely a game-changing conversation. So the product is absolutely just off the charts. But what's even better is the opportunity. We're the only smart band in the world that allows people like, all of us to earn a residual income for promoting this to other people. So it's quite sexy. And so that's pretty much the product of what we do. And I've been involved now for 13 months. I wasn't first, I'm not, the first guy or the guy at the top or whatever, there's over 700,000 people in this company worldwide. But 16 months ago, the company pivoted and this became the flagship product. And I've been here for about 13 months and I started from scratch and we've done quite well, a little over $2.3 million of income in the last 12 months. But what I'm most proud of is been able to save over $1 million liquid in the last 12 months. And now as of that, recently have been inducted into Forbes magazine. I think I'm one of the first network marketers that I've been told that's now in Forbes magazine as of next week. And so it's pretty cool. So the only way I would say people can find out more if someone's interested, what I'm here for is we're looking to help 75 people earn an extra 10 grand a week. And that's really what we're looking to do is help some people really, really strengthen their financial picture here this year. May not be for everybody, but for those that are interested, they can find me at my landing page. That's workwithromacio.com. Workwithromacio.com. That's ROMACIO. Once you go there, there's a little box for you to, put your email, cell phone number, etc. And myself or an assistant will call you within 24 hours to have a conversation and we can see where it goes.
I love it. So amazing. Well, thank you so much for being on the show. You've provided a ton of value.
Thanks again for having me. Kudos to you and all that you do. Thanks, Lindsay.
There you have it, folks. Didn't you love that episode? I told you everyone would get benefits from it because we can all use a good mindset episode, right? Because that is a huge part of being successful in generating online traffic and leads. It just is. So before you go, if you enjoyed this episode, if you could share it with a friend, that'd be awesome. Or leave us a review wherever you're hearing this episode, Stitcher, iTunes, Facebook, wherever. A review would be super amazing and I would really be grateful for it. And again, my name is One Click Lindsay with trafficandleads.com. If you need help generating traffic and leads for your small business, whether through Facebook ads, SEO, pay-per-click, landing pages, email sequences, whatever the case may be that generates digital traffic and leads, make sure you reach out to us at trafficandleads.com. Until next time, I hope you have a great week.